Hey everybody, welcome to Spring Break 2020. I'm so glad you could join us on our little family vacation down to the sunny beach. So relaxing. Hey, it's PJ McEnroe with Emerge Family Therapy. As you may be able to tell, I might be in a little bit, just the tiniest little bit of denial. Yeah, I think it's a little different. My little setup here in the play therapy room at Emerge, it's a little different than it would be if I was actually on the vacation that we had planned down to sunny South Florida. Sunny South Florida, taking in the Everglades, going down to the Keys, driving in our convertible, and soaking up the sun and the good times, right? And here we are, I'm in a play therapy room at the clinic talking to you instead about denial. Now, why am I talking about denial? Well, denial, as you may or may not know, is one of the stages of grief, right? So, the Kubler-Ross model, which is the one that everybody is most familiar with in regards to grief, has denial, anger, depression, bargaining, and acceptance as the 5 stages of grief. And I just may be in that state of denial. And you know what? That's really normal. It's really normal for us to be in the grieving process in the midst of stuff like this. And so we just wanted to share with you that, hey, if you're experiencing those things, if you're experiencing denial, if you're experiencing anger, if you're experiencing depression, bargaining, acceptance, that is really, really normal in the midst of this. There's this thing called ambiguous loss, okay? And ambiguous loss is kind of it's just a psychological term for things that we lose, kind of the loss of a hope, the loss of a dream, the loss of something that we held as important to us, but it's not as tangible as, say, a loved one passing away or something like that. So now, did I really lose time, and a spring break? Well, I lost a trip, and I lost, the experience of going down to sunny South Florida for us. But is that the same as losing a loved one or something like that? Of course not. So, but the importance is to remember and to give yourself the permission to accept that you are grieving, that we're all grieving during this time. We're grieving the hope of the end of a school year going better for our kids. For seniors, oh my goodness, there's tons and tons of grieving in terms of, well, what about prom? What about graduation? What about those last couple months of experience as a high schooler or a college student? There's certainly grieving in regards to jobs. There's grieving in regards to the health of folks that we know and love. There's grieving of birthday parties. I've seen so many different birthdays that are being celebrated a little differently now than they would have been otherwise. So grieving is really normal. And so what do you do with that? Well, the best thing that you can do is to give yourself permission to feel those things. Give yourself permission to feel the denial, to feel the anger, to feel the depression, to feel the bargaining, and to feel the acceptance. And what's interesting about that the Kubler-Ross model is that they actually added a 6th one. You know what it is? It's hope. So when we move through, and this is not a linear from point A to point B kind of a progression that happens on this grief model. You actually bounce all around, and you can be in a bargaining place one day and then jump back to denial and be playing in a play therapy room and having your make-believing that you're actually on this trip. Well, yeah, I can bounce back and forth between accepting that reality, and getting back to this place, right? And that's okay. I can accept that. So that's the best thing that you can do for yourself, and that's the best thing that you can do for others that you're caring for and loving during this time, is accept those things and accept that others are also grieving at the same time. So thanks for joining me on this mental health moment. If we can be answering again, if we can answer any questions, if you have thoughts as to what you'd like to see, again, we have lots of therapists around here, and we have lots of expertise, and we can speak to things that may be helpful to you all in the midst of all this. So take care of yourself and take care of one another. All right. Bye-bye.